the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. So, over the holidays, or any occasion when I get to be around my family, it's kind of cool to hang out with them. I mean, I grew up in England, kind of separated from them, so now I sort of feel as though when I get a chance to hang around family, cousins, uncles, aunts, things like that, I'm making up for lost time. And that's really, really cool. I enjoy that very much. But I always find that whenever I attend these family gatherings, one of the things I absolutely enjoy the most is hanging around the kids who happen to be part of my extended family now. The cousins that are like anywhere between 10 and 13, 14, maybe even 15 years old now. Why? Well, my aunt told me, I was like, either I'm really immature or maybe I should have kids. She's like, you should have kids. But that's neither here nor there. The caveman-esque desire to reproduce is not really part of the equation. The one thing that I find to be very cool about kids is, all right, well, think about you as an adult. The last time you went out and did something, there's a very good chance that either you were the ringleader of going out and having fun, or somebody ring-led you into it. Meaning that if you were out, if you were having fun, there was probably one of your friends that was like, hey, let's go out. Let's have some fun. And you were probably like, oh, what time is this fun going to start? 7 o'clock. Well, I can make it after work, but I'll be tired. What time does it end? Because I don't want to be out past 11. Not on a work night. No, I don't want to be out past 11. In fact, if I could be home by 10:30 or 10, that would be great. So if this fun takes place between the hours of 7 o'clock and 10:30 and allows me to be at home in bed, ready to get an adequate amount of sleep so I can wake up the next morning and do my very best work, pissing my life away underneath fluorescent tubes, working for the man, then I might be into that. Is there going to be food? I'll be hungry. And meanwhile, your friend's going, come on, it'll be fun. Let's go have some fun. And as you point out all the reasons why you might not attend the fun, their enthusiasm for it probably gets a little dented. I know this because I have many friends who are the ringleaders of fun, and I always say to them something similar. Oh, no, it sounds really great, but I don't want to do... well, anything. It's nothing personal. It's like that scene from Seinfeld. Do I have to talk? Because I'll go if I don't have to talk. Who else is going to be there? Oh, God, they always get on my nerves. Anyways, bottom line is, if you're an adult, there's a very good chance that if you're having some fun, that fun has been scheduled, that fun has been organized, that fun has been canceled a couple times, that fun has been rescheduled, and finally you get out and you're like, hey, son of a bitch, this is really good. And those immortal lines manage to crawl out of your mouth that you always say after someone has had to nearly break your arm to get you out there. Those immortal lines come out. We should do this more. And you're right, you should. You should do this more. When did we as adults forget how to have fun? I think that's what I like about being around kids, seeing kids do what they're doing. They make their own fun. They just stop and have fun. Life is fun for them a lot of the time. I mean, not all the time. I'm sure they have their own struggles. Oh, man, if there's one age in my life I wouldn't want to repeat, that'd probably be like 13, 14 years old. Nobody knows what the hell is going on, and you're miserable a good deal of the time. But you still know and remember how to have fun. Kids have this, and we lose this. And I bet you can't put your finger on exactly where you lose it. And a lot of people talk about growing up. Yeah, that's important. You got to do that. But you also have to remember how to have fun. Pablo Picasso once said, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. Remain an artist.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Jimmy Page to talk about the beginning of he and Robert Plant's musical partnership.
I had material like Dazed and Confused. I had the whole arrangement together of Baby, I'm Gonna Leave You and the source of the verse. And it actually, I heard it on a Joan Baez in concert record. It's nothing like our version. But I did play him that original one. I thought it was, at the time, I thought it was a traditional song. I didn't know. Because I know that at the time those folk artists were doing lots of traditional songs. And plus she did like 3 in-concert albums. This was one of them, and I heard this track, and I thought that's really haunting. And along the way, even it was in the days of the Yardbirds, I'd come up with this, right on the tail end, I'd come up with this whole interpretation of how it could be done. So I got into my house and I was sort of presenting him these sort of things, these ideas. And, you know, we had a real good connection because he was, to be fair, even though he said he liked West Coast music or whatever, this clearly wasn't ever going to be anything like that. But he was up and open for the sort of things that I was sort of showing him, if you like. You know, I was opening up for him. So that was useful because, to be honest, if he hadn't sort of locked into it, then I'd have been looking for somebody else who was.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jimmy Page and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Mike Rutherford to discuss the benefit of being in a band as opposed to going about it solo.
I think being in a band is quite good because if you get out of the lineup, the others 2 or 3 or 4 will kick you back into the right space. So I think it's important to always be like that in a sense, you know. What a wonderful ride it's been, actually.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Mike Rutherford and all your favorite artists.
Hey, you, what's that sound? I'm coming so loud from your radio dial. ADV getting down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, going back once again. I'm ruling all city like a...
So, today in the show, hey, Funkhauser, well, what is this show called? We always have a title for the show. What's this show called today?
The Lazy Sex Doctor's Note.
Right, the Lazy Sex Doctor's Note. And the reason it's called the Lazy Sex Doctor's Note is because, well, it's a little on the nose, but a guy got a note from his doctor saying it's okay for him to have lazy sex. It's true. You can get a doctor's note for pretty much anything, including your personal life. And I know it's not the hard-hitting international political-based news story that we usually bring you. And perhaps there's a chance that we'll fit some of that in as well. But just the fact that you can get a doctor's note allowing you to have lazy sex, yeah, I felt as though that could not be ignored. So we'll get into that in just a little while. What sort of condition allows you to get a doctor's note where you're allowed to have lazy sex? And how does your significant other feel about it? Well, we'll discuss that shortly. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. If you want to make a contribution, tweet me at ADSXE or super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser at FunkFN. Funkhauser, A, what's going on in the world? B, how are you?
I'm good. I'm suffering from I had one of those lucid dreams last night. You ever had one where you're kind of... everything feels real? I had a dream about you last night, AD.
What? You had it. Okay.
It's not one of those kind of dreams. We had our clothes on and stuff. It wasn't those. It was just, you ever had one of those dreams where you're kind of like, you're half asleep and half awake and things. I can't remember all of the dream, but it was just like I was living a normal day and I had you on the car radio. Like listening to your music show? Yeah. And I was with a bunch of people. I don't remember a lot of the details, but I just remember having you on in my head. Weird.
I've wanted to be dreamy my entire life, just not to 34-year-old men, but...
yeah, sorry,
At this stage in the game, I guess it takes what you can get. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for making me a part of your lucid dream. You were listening to me on the radio. Was it good? What was I playing? Do you remember?
I don't remember. But when I have dreams like this, it's it's ongoing. Like it's when I can't remember it the next night and the night after, my brain goes, "Here's some more details for you."
Interesting. Well, if you remember what I was playing at the time, which song I was playing, that would be pretty cool.
I don't think my dreams can pay royalties, so I can't.
Right?
I don't.
Yeah. I'm sure Bono will find a way. He didn't become part owner of Ireland for no reason whatsoever. He'll figure out how to weasel the cash out of you if With or Without You was playing in the background of your dreams. Okay. What?
Anything but that song.
Right. What is going on?
Well, hackers are threatening to release nude pictures of Taylor Swift, but she says they've got nothing.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, it's Taylor who's got nothing, which is why nobody needs to see her naked. Seriously. If you've seen Justin Bieber without a shirt on, you've seen Taylor Swift naked. It's not that big a deal.
Just a blank space. See what I did there? With the...
Yeah. Oh, is that the name of a Taylor Swift song?
Yeah.
I would know, being the adult male that I am who doesn't dream of other adult males, but whatever. Potato, potato.
My side told me all about it.
My side told you all about it. Yeah, it's, a lot of people are such big fans of Taylor Swift, and I think the one thing that kind of hacks me off about her, besides everything in her music, but I mean, that's just a personal taste thing. But I think the one thing that I find kind of I find it kind of offensive is the way that she kind of claims New York as her home city. She made a very conscious decision. She was like, I'm not going to be country anymore. Yeah, all those people in the backwoods living in mud huts without opposable thumbs. Don't need them. And headed off to New York City, which is fine. I understand that. But she's made herself an ambassador for New York. She's got a song called Welcome to New York. And Taylor Swift singing a song called Welcome to New York. It's kind of like Magic Johnson singing a song called It's Totally Okay to Have Unprotected Sex with Me in This Townville or something. It's just the hypocrisy is, hey, that one totally failed to land. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. And that's what I find to be a personal affront. Sorry, Taylor. Go on.
I'd still hit it.
Would you? I mean, of course you would, because then you'd have a I Hit It story about Taylor Swift. And you would know she was singing about you.
Yeah, she'd write a song
her next album. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, is there like a famous chick that you wouldn't go? It's not even so much being attracted to him, it's having the story to tell your friends afterwards.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are on that list, Tara Reid would be one I would not.
Well, I mean, let's forget for a moment that we have very, very well-founded fears of things like herpes and things and other diseases that will probably make our junks rot and fall off when it comes to somebody like Tara Reid. But is that just based on no? Or is that based on a fear of contracting genital warts?
All of the above, I think, for her.
All the above, yeah.
Not a good time.
I think I find it's a little difficult. It is a little difficult as you do get older, as you mature. I think it's a little more difficult being attracted to people you don't like, or at least it is for me. Like if I think someone's a terrible person, no thanks. Like when I saw pictures of Kim Kardashian naked, I was just like, gross. She's just look at that awful person. Oh, look at that awful person's hoo-ha. It's just like, no thanks. It's just the personality makes her wildly unattractive to me. And same could be said for Paris Hilton. Nothing really horrifically wrong with either of them physically. I mean, Paris Hilton's a bit of a stick. That's not my thing. I favor a more cantastic woman. But, the fact that they are who they are would probably be a bit of an erection killer. So, yeah, I don't know.
You ever seen Paris in person, like up close?
I've seen her in person. I don't believe I've seen her up close.
She smells good. I was next to her once.
What was the situation?